Former WBC light flyweight champion Brian, the Hawaiian Punch, Viloria. Brian, good morning and welcome back to Philippine Radio.
Morning, and thank you for having me.
All right. First of all, of course, Brian, congratulations on your win last night. And, you know, I really love to watch that fight on TV, but I was informed by Rico Arce, I know you know him very well, of Solar Sports, that the fight will be shown soon. And if you don't mind, can you summarize the fight to us so that the listeners will have an idea on what really transpired that night in LA?
Oh, you just want me to come back to my good old form. It was a great fight. Long, you know, my opponent is very tough. Been around the game for a while, and you know, I came out slow. I've been a little rusty. I haven't came out fighting since August, and you know, for 8-9 months, and I came out and fight, you know, looking a little rusty, but I came back and started firing away in the 7th, 8th round. I caught him with a body shot in the 8th round, which floored him, knocked him down. He got up and ran the rest of the round to try to survive that round. So I felt pretty good in that fight.
Was this more of a tune-up for you? How did you treat this fight?
It's a good tune-up fight for me. A good way to start off the year, you know, the new year in 2008. So it was really more of a trying to shake off the rust, the ring rust, or the cobwebs that I had, you know, being you know, busy for the past year.
And you know, in that fight, I've been texting Rico. Hopefully, we can watch that fight here. No? Did you have any idea going into that fight with regards to your opponent? Do you have an idea on what his style
I knew it was going to be tough. I've seen a few tapes on him fighting a world champion, Mercedes, which I had a tape on. And yeah, I knew he was going to be a really tough guy, tough fight. He already fought a couple of times this past within a year, so you know he was really in shape and already ready to go. So for me, you know, I didn't know what was going to come out since I haven't been in the gym or haven't been in the ring for almost a year. You know, so yeah, I knew I was going to be a little bit rusty, and but you know, I came back on the training with Robert Garcia out here in Oxnard, California. It was really good, and you know, it was really a great year to start off for me having this win. So, you know, but I was coming to the gym. I was coming to the fight knowing that it was going to be really tough.
And in winning over Jose Bernal, were you able to accomplish your objective, most, if not the whole of your objective that night in Los Angeles?
Yeah. I knew I needed to get some rounds under me, and you know, winning this fight was my objective, and you know, I came out on top, so I couldn't be more happy about that.
And Brian, it was your first time to fight in the super flyweight division, and a lot of your fans, followers were surprised because they know very well that you won the 108-pound title. Is this not the division where you plan to campaign in?
You know, I first started off my career at 112. I was a 108, 106 fighter since the Olympics. So for 10 years, you know, I only went down to 108 to fight for a vacant world title, which I won. So most part of my career, I fought at 112, 115. So, you know, for people that knew me and knew that I was fighting when I first came out, knew that I fought in a heavier weight division and I had to lose a lot more weight to fight at 108, which I think hurt me in the long run because, you know, because I was struggling to get down to 108 and I feel more comfortable at this weight division.
So that means whatever opportunity will come, be it in the flyweight and the super flyweight, you'll be open to that?
Yeah, I'll be open to that. And, you know, I want to see if I can garner the world champion at this weight division, which I'm a little bit more comfortable in.
All right. And prior to this win, Brian, your last 3 fights were not really that memorable, well, at least for your critics. But in your case, how are you treating those 3 fights when you try to recall those battles, Brian?
it was pretty tough for me. Most of the time, I felt as if my weight and coming down to 108 hurt me a lot more. I wasn't really focused on stylistically on how I should have fight those fights. But, what can you do? It was just, that's how it transpired, and I didn't really know how to, I didn't know what was going to come out of those type of fights. And, I think I hurt myself more than my opponents did. I think what fatigued me out of the later rounds was because of my dramatic weight loss, and coming up and being more comfortable at 112, 115 for me is a lot better, and I feel a lot stronger at this weight division. So those last couple fights, and I had to push that in the back of my head coming into this my last fight, and I think I just did that, and I came out winning my last match, and I feel pretty good starting off the year that way.
Right. And, Brian, I've been following your career since day one, since you turned pro especially, and you've had your share of criticisms before you won the title, and everything, all the tirades came to a halt when you became a world champion. But, now that the criticisms, they're having a they're having a comeback, so to speak. How are you treating the situation at this point?
I'm treating it as if every fight is important for me to win, and also look good winning it. Even back then, I had a lot to prove. When you already think that you've proven everything and that you've won your fight that you're supposed to win, but you're coming back and still people doubt you. It's really tough to try to prove critics wrong. But you have to take it one fight at a time, and that's how I'm treating it. I'm trying to come into this, coming back into the World Championship spotlight, trying to win every fight, and not having to worry about what everybody has.
I really don't want to dwell on this, but just one thing, checking on the forums and the blog articles pertaining to your career, the common question, at least even among your most ardent fans, is that they would like to know how determined are you at this point of your career as a boxer. Are you as hungry and as determined as before?
Yeah, I take it to it now that I really want it. I have a lot of things and a lot of time, which I took this past year to contemplate and think about. And it all came down to wanting it more for just myself, and not having and for those that really do care about me and my supporters. But I really don't worry about people now who always questions me, always gives me that negative feedback. I don't really pay attention to those anymore. I know there's a lot of people that do write out blogs about me saying that I should quit and should do this and should do that. But at the end of the day, it's how I feel, and if I'm happy that I am in this sport, So I had a lot of time to think about it, and this is something that I grew up with and did since I was a kid, and I kind of miss doing it, and I really wanted to go back into it and to do it again. So it was tough for me to hear about a lot of people turning their backs and saying that they didn't want me to see me fight again. But when it came down to it, it all came down to just having me to fight. It all came out to knowing what I wanted in my life and knowing how to handle things, on my own. So it was really good when it came out this year, starting off with the right win, and I'm just wanting to keep up that momentum and go for another world title shot at a weight division, which I'm a little bit more comfortable in.
The time frame, Brian, in getting another title shot, I'm sure Gary Gilson, your manager, is really working hard on this.
Yeah.
Do you have a time frame?
He's been here. The time frame, I have a lot of time. Well, I'm only just turned 27. I'm still pretty much of a young fighter, and I got all the time in the world. I don't want to rush things. I just want to take one fight at a time, and right now I really took it to myself this year to just enjoy things, and just I felt for the last couple of years I was rushing things and rushing to make things, come to be, but I just really want to enjoy things right now and just take time to just enjoy the sport in general, and I think that's one thing that I've really missed, just to go in there and not having so much pressure on your back, and just going in there and just showing off your skills and just loving the sport genuinely as a pure sport as boxing.